Hello and welcome. Areej welcomes you again with the exciting episode of third part of speaking in IELTS. So, dear students, I think so you have learned from the first part as well as from the second part. So, you can just go again to that and you can watch my previous videos for the revision, and then you can just start with the third part. So, today I am going to tell you something about the third part.
I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it into her side. La 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 la.
Students, in the third part, basically, there is a relation between the second part and the third part. So, we will tell you something about that, how you can just go ahead with that. So, whatever topic will be there in the second part, so there would be some extension to that in the third part. That would be just a sequence of the second part. The basic theme of that would be same that we discussed in the second part of the cue card. But in the third part, we give in detail, we give answers in detail, and we just expand it. Students, in the third part, first of all, we will look at the duration of that. So, the duration of the whole of the discussion part is 4 to 5 minutes, and this part is known as general discussion. So, there will be one-on-one question from the examiner side, and you will be just answering to that, right? So, what we can do in that is to just listen the question carefully from the side of examiner, and whatever he will be asking you, just give your answer in detail for that, right? So, first thing is that the theme is from the second part. Generally, the theme, for example, the theme was of music or your favorite song or your favorite music in the second part. So, in the third part, maybe they would just ask you about the advantages of music, and in which kind of country, which kind of preference is given to which kind of music. So, that would be in detail, right? For example, if that is about photography in the second part, so in the third part they may ask you that how to take good photo, and when people use camera, and they can also ask you that what are the advantages of modern invention. So, that will be extension of the second part. But here examiner will ask you question one by one as he has asked you in the first part, right? But there you have given answer in 2 to 3 sentences, but here you have to talk for 4 to 5 minutes, right? So, the important things are that first of all, when examiner has asked you some question, so you just give direct answer to that. Explain your answer, right? So, explain it with reasons. You can just add reasons and why do you think so, and you can just add one instance or one example as well. So, that will give some length to your speaking. So, this is very vital thing. Then other thing is that make comparisons, right? You have to make comparisons with different things. Examiner could ask you that can you compare the cars with bicycles, or he can just ask you anything that can you compare the education system nowadays and in the past. So, basically he is looking for the good grammar and good tenses. So, you should include good compound sentences and complex sentences to make it mature and to give the in-depth knowledge of that in a perfect way, right? So, I will tell you about the compound and complex sentences and how to make simple sentences in my upcoming videos, right? So, let me tell you something that how long you have to speak on that. So, that duration of that is, you know, that the whole of the part is 3 to 4 minutes. So, for each answer you have to speak for 35 to 45 seconds. So, the timing should be somewhat between 35 to 45 seconds. That should be the length of that, or you can just identify it as there is the 4 to 5 sentences in that. So, that would just make up like 35 to 45 seconds. So, both are the way. So, you can make practice of that beforehand as well with someone, with some expert teacher, or with someone who has good English. So, that will give you more confidence rather than going on the same day and just appear in the exam. So when you have already done that exercise, then you have gone through that, so definitely that would give you a lot of confidence and you would not be hesitated more, right? So use good vocabulary, right, and speak with the fluency, right? So don't do more pauses, right? Natural, that's fine, you can just always take that, but don't get blank for half a minute or 1 minute, so that would be the violation of your fluency. So basically 4 things they will be analyzed in your speaking: fluency, grammar, vocabulary, and your pronunciation. So always ponder on all these 4 things, right? So this is very important to know the usage of tenses for mentioning first part, first tense, right? Like present indefinite tense and the past tense, and then the future tense. For future tense you can use like in the long run I see that country will do more advances in that particular field, or you can also say that all right, I think so that our country is making good progress in you can say in coming decade, or you can just use it for the things which you are going to mention, right, which you are going to mention very soon in future, right? For the distant future you can just mention about will, right? You can just use will, and you can use first form and you can mention it, right? So these are the different ways to cover the future tense, future regarding tenses. And for the past, just use subject and you can just add the second form, right, with that, and then the object will be there. For the first part you should for the first tense, what you need to know is to use the subject and then the usage of first form of the verb and then the object. So you should know the basic differences between that and in which tense the question is asked, answer in the same tense. And the other thing is that you can just always start with mentioning about the ideas of the other people regarding the question. You can say that some people claim or they believe that, and you can just mention about their ideas and then you can come to your ideas. But however I feel that, or you can say but according to my perspective, so that will also give you length, because here you have to speak with length, right? So I hope that this part has given you some information regarding the third part. So always just make practice. And the other important thing is that you can record your voice and you can just send it to me as well for evaluation. So this is a big benefit for you, right? So I hope that you will utilize that, and wait for my upcoming videos. And if you like our channel,